Hello, beautiful people. How are all of you doing today? Chat, how do you do? Hello! Eep check. It was good. Good eep, but I've been awake for a solid like 8 hours already. My sleep has been like really fractured for the past few days, which is why I haven't streamed. I was a little sick. I think it was just my immune system working a lot because of the vaccines I got. So I had like a fever. It wasn't that bad of a fever. I had a bit of a fever for like a couple days. But now I'm all better, which is good. That's POG. We take those. Oh. Yeah, now I'm all better. I'm doing alright. But I haven't opened Genshin in like 3 days. Just kind of crazy. I have 3 days left for this. Maybe we'll do some of it today. We'll have to see. Which vaccine was it? It was COVID and flu. It was 2 vaccines. Getting more than 1 vaccine at a time is kind of cringe. Plus 20. Huge. What does this Zhongli trial even look like? Or did they put you against a fucking level 800 Primo Geovishop or some shit? Oh. Oops. Well, I don't know why, but I guess it's been a Changling.
I will have order. Stabilize.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
This is order.
You're toast. Out of the battlefield into the fire.
Order guide you.
Wow. Phantasmaglorpia. That's a good one. I like it. It's a good emote. Great emote, even. I would venture so far as to call it a great emote. Ooh, a good team.
No, my sword. Everybody stand back.
Bring it on.
Let me read you a verse. Go in. No, my sword. You're toast. Nice and spicy.
Get moving. You are not welcome here. Fracture. Now you're testing my patience.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Pourquoi je ferais semblant? De toute façon, j'ai payé pour le faire.
Witness the power.
It had Sucrose? True, but even without the Hazo, that team is good. You know? It just is what it is. You still in the OSRS grind? Yeah, I am. I'll give you a quick OSRS update after this. Oops. Oh, he has Keychain. I didn't notice.
Final warning. Justice will repel. Eyes on me.
As you will. Don't get too close.
Drop your weapons.
Supporting fire.
And try to see 'em.
To ashes.
Why are they giving us Beto if they're just gonna give us like a single target wave over and over? Why is Beto here? What is this? We haven't had a single AoE yet. AoE wave. This is our 4th wave, and it's the 4th single target wave. Why is Beto here?
Reveal that eyes on me.
Oh my god, it's actually 6 waves of single target. There is no fucking way they actually gave us Beto for this. That can't be real.
Justice will
There's no shot.
Supporting fire. Fire it up.
power that can be python. Shadow.
Nah, just nah. Ain't no way. Surely your Inferno attempts went well. Wait, did Nick show it on stream? Or did you see that I was in Inferno on Discord or something? I saw it on Discord? Okay. Because something happened, okay? Alright, so I attempted Inferno for the first time. Alright, I'll give you the OSRS update. I attempted Inferno for the first time, okay? And, I like, everything was going well, alright? Everything was okay. I get to the start of the waves that have both majors and rangers. And then I'm like, all right, I'll swap to my crossbow for this guy, cause like he's kind of far, but I don't want to move. And I got this notification in my chat. The weapon I brought for Zuck was a rune crossbow, and I forgot that rune crossbows can't fire dragon bolts. That being said, I sent it again and I got it. So I now have an Infernal Cape for the first time. It's on League, so it doesn't really count, but still. Bro, okay. I went into it, like, pretty much blind for the Zuck part of the Inferno. Alright? Like, pretty much completely blind. And I think I tanked a total of, like, 18 Zuck hits or something. Like, it was not a good Inferno. At all. And by the way, for everyone's information, Zuck is supposed to one-shot you if he hits you once. For those of you who don't play RuneScape. And I tanked like 18 hits from him.
Let me read you a verse. Rain outlines your
I only broke my last stand once. Infernal Cave's an Infernal Cave? True. You're right. You are right. I also now have Rune Rank, which means I'm less than 15,000 points away from Dragon Rank. I have... how many, actually? 46,230 points. You need 60,000 for Dragon Rank. You still have like a month and a half left or something. You gonna retire after Dragon Rank? I'm gonna stop grinding, but I won't retire. I'll do raids with Nick, so, like, as long as he wants to do raids with me. Although I don't know if he'll ever get to that point. Knowing him, probably just gonna give up. I need to make it to 30, level 30 battle pass before the end of the week. You still don't have scythe? No, I have a scythe. I have a scythe. Did I not? Have I not talked about it yet? Did I get the scythe after last stream? No, I don't think so. I think I had the scythe last stream. I've had the scythe for a while. But honestly, I'm starting to feel that melee was just not it, man. Melee was not it. Like, it's not bad, it's just boring. Because the melee relic is so much better for Scythe than for anything else. Although, I guess it's fine, because, like, Scythe isn't like T-Bow or Shadow. Spotify gone? Yeah, let me fix it. Yeah, for those of you who don't play RuneScape, there's 3 raids right now in RuneScape. And each of these raids has a mega rare weapon that's, like, incredibly rare and incredibly expensive. There's the Tumikin's Shadow, the Mage Staff best in slot weapon. There's the Twisted Bow, the ranged best in slot weapon. And the Scythe of Vitur. The problem is that while the Scythe is arguably the best melee weapon, it's not the best melee weapon for everything, and it's rarely that far above the rest. And so what they did for these leagues is they made it so that the melee relic buffs the Scythe more than pretty much any other melee weapon to, like, increase the gap between Scythe and the other weapons. But I feel like it's kind of boring. Especially when you're fighting bosses that are weak to stab and Scythe just doesn't fucking work against them. You're just sitting there like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's why you go as Garnier Wilderness with Spec Relic. Yeah, honestly, I probably should have done that, because I'm just kind of bored now. Darox is fun. It is, you're right. But I got Darox so early that I was just sitting there like I don't have a single Barrow set completed other than Darox. I got my Darox so early. And I didn't do Darox only chests. I mean, I did a little bit of Darox only chests, but not much. Anyways. But yeah, what I've been doing lately is I've just been AFKing mining, because I want to max. Like, that was one of my goals for this league. I've had a lot of goals for this league. I wanted to get an Infernal Cape for the first time, because I didn't get an Infernal Cape last leagues. I wanted to get all 3 Mega Rares. I wanted to get Soul Reaper Axe. And I wanted to max. Now, the maxing progress is going pretty well, honestly. Like, the annoying stuff that's left is, like, agility. But it's not that bad, apparently, with underwater agility. Because I have dodgy deals. I could have just done, like, a 6-hour log's worth of Hallowed Sepulchre, and I would have been 99, but, like, I don't know if I have 6 hours of Hallowed Sepulchre in me. Crafting and fletching are pretty much banked already. Hunter's just, like, 3 hours of chinning. Farming will happen over time, even though it's annoying as fuck. Fire making is a massive pain in the ass. I actually, like, underestimated how cringe fire making was gonna be. But I'll get it done. And then smithing is also a pain in the ass. Maybe I'll do blast furnace. I'm not sure yet. Oh well. Anyway, sorry for those who don't play RuneScape.
Completed.
I realize that this is, like, really boring conversation for you guys. Anyways, I'll be right back. I'm gonna make some coffee.
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it.
Star Snatch Cliff is known for its views.
The prophecy in Fontaine? Oh no, what's happened now? Did you hear about the prophecy in Fontaine?
You're also here for Mondstadt's wine, aren't you?
I'm back. I'm back. Catter. Catter is such a good emote, by the way. Anyways. Okay, so I want to talk about something. Okay? I've been going through, I don't remember the name of the website, but a totally legitimate online manga reading website. And I've been, for the past like few weeks, I guess, like preceding the OSRS grind and when I was doing low attention span stuff on OSRS in the past like 2 weeks, I've been going through the list of, or I went to the search bar and I filtered by shoujo and fantasy and sorted by popularity. And I've just been going down the list, reading everything that had like a somewhat interesting premise. And yesterday, I got to the bottom of the list. I didn't know there was a bottom of the list, but I got to the bottom of the list. And so now I'm going through the list again. Also looking at things that don't seem that interesting. And giving them at least a few chapters to see if they manage to hook me in. But one of the main, like, annoyances, I guess, that comes as a result of that is
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors.
the amount of things that have a relatively interesting premise and a good first few chapters, where there's only like 15 chapters, and it makes me mad, because I get invested and then I have to go to the next one, man. Man! Have you read Who Made Me a Princess? I don't tend to remember the titles. Let me look it up. Who Made Me a Princess?
Is crisp and pure, while
Yeah! I think so.
In Inazuma,
Is that the one with the like I'm looking at images of it?
Sumeru
Yeah, that's the girl that doesn't want to die, right?
profile
Well, I guess that describes a lot of them.
patiently to fully appreciate.
But that's the girl with a fucking psychopath adjacent dad, right? I read that one a while ago. It was alright. It didn't really stand out as, like, great to me, but it was an enjoyable read. No, that's a different one, Menard. That's a different one. The ending is kind of yeah. I felt like it lost its steam a lot in the later chapters. How about Doctor Release? I think I dropped that one. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if I finished it, but it was incredibly unremarkable, or if I ended up dropping it. That one I also read a pretty long time ago. The ones that are, like, rated pretty high, I read a really long time ago now. It's been, like, a few months. Gotten around to Grand Blue yet? Grand Blue doesn't... I don't know, man. It doesn't feel like it's got the vibe I'm looking for. I don't think it's gonna be bad. I don't think I'll not enjoy it. It just doesn't really have the vibe I'm looking for. I'm still religiously following the Trash of Count's family. The problem with that is, like, a chapter takes, like, less than 5 minutes to read. So, like, I'm not waiting a whole ass fucking week just to have, like, 3.5 minutes of entertainment. Like, I don't like following them weekly like that. I think there's only one manga that I'm actually following. It's not weekly, it's monthly. I don't remember what it's called. I talked about it already. The one with that that one villainous manga. Where there's the main character is called Emmy or something. Have you read Dandadan? No, not yet. I will. The one within the villainous, yeah, that one. Thank you. Anyways, it's been a while since I've done some of this. Isn't that crazy? Get ready for double beast in 3 days. Pog. Can't wait. Poggers. Did you watch any Dandadan episode? Not yet, actually. I was, like, omega tired yesterday. And I've been playing RuneScape since I woke up, so... And I definitely don't want to watch Dandadan while I'm multitasking RuneScape. Reading dogshit manhwa and manga? Like, sure. Right now I'm reading something called Empress ? Empress ! Private 98. I would say it's probably worth it. Dandadan has the best anime adaptation of a thing that I've ever seen, for sure. I don't know yet if it's cemented itself as my favorite anime, but it's definitely cemented itself as my favorite adaptation. That is for sure. Do you still play Balatro? In, like, roguelike games like that, I'll have, like, a like, 3-week period where I play it, like, 8 hours a day. And then I won't touch the game for a year. And then there's going to be another 3-week period where I do the same thing. I'm not playing Balatro right now these days. But that doesn't mean I won't play Balatro again. Get classic roguelite cycle, yeah. Aware. POG. Welcome back, Lud. Holy. Alright. Chat, because we are going to be recording Ask Zajef Neuvillette today, maybe we should play some non-traditional Neuvillette teams. Do you think an Abyss-style dungeon with randomized enemies and spawns would be good? I think even without rewards, it might just help test teams without one feeling way better due to current Abyss being good for... Yeah, I mean, that would be nice, but Hoya's not going to do that. Actually, before we do that, we need to do the best part of the stream, don't you think? Although I've lost all my streaks because I didn't stream in a few days, but that's fine. Stare! Pound! Zilch! Maybe it's like this name. No. What the fuck? Okay, okay. 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 Spread out as one's finger. I'm not sure. Long cloud of smoke. Trail. Subway payments. Fairs, perhaps? Kind of garden with a bonsai tree. I don't know. Zen garden, maybe? Might I add? Rating on a Hawaiian tropic bottle for short. I have no fucking clue. New York hotel. Maybe it's not trail. I would guess like plaza. Perhaps. Enticed with bait. Lord. Okay, yeah, it's not trail. This is plaza. This is lord. Modify as the Constitution. Amend. Reply to roughly 3.6% of Harvard applicants for the 2028 class. What the fuck? Long cloud of smoke. Huh? Chat, I don't know. Is this just yes? There's no way it's just yes, right? Like, surely it's not. Surely it's not yes, right? Spread out as one's fingers. Play. I don't know this word. Chad, I don't know this word. Also, I gotta go to another... I gotta go to another fucking star. I gotta find a new star. Soul Wars South Mine 441. I'll go there. Is there a chance for an OSRS cam feature? Meh. I'm not doing anything interesting, so probably not. I have no fucking clue. Like, I don't think I know a single one of the remaining words. Like it's not just like I can't guess them. It's like I don't think I'm aware of those words' existence. Like, the only word I know that's a 5-letter word like this is like plume. But how does that relate to a cloud of smoke? Maybe it kind of looks like a feather or something? I don't know. Maybe, perhaps. But I've never heard that. And then here, I don't know. What are letters that sound right here? It's not play. It's not play. E-play? That sounds wrong. Replay? No. Play? No. Why? E-play? No. Play? No. O-play? No. Play? Play? I feel like there'd be 2P if that was a word. Splay? Why is my game paused? Why did you pause my game? I'm just dumb, dude. I've never seen this screen before. What the fuck? No! Is a splay a word? It could be. Play no. 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 Splay no. Splay. Play. Play. It could only be splay, but that can't be a real word, right? It is! What the fuck is SPF? What the fuck is splay? Nah. There's no way. Like, these things are made up. SPF is sunscreen. Oh. I see. What does it stand for? Sun protection formula. That is crazy, dude. That is actually insane. That's wild. Alright. Trash, fish, crush, troll, bore, spam, lynx, squirt, sprite, toad, giant, drafts, pixie, scent, story, dragon. Okay. Fish, spam, troll, Maybe not. Hmm. Hmm. Like I wanna do this, right? But I feel like it's not. Folders for your email? Is there a trash folder? Maybe. Okay. 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 Dragon. Things with wings. Perhaps. Do pixies have... What the fuck is a pixie? I know it's like a fairy adjacent, but I don't know what it actually is. Oh. It's not things with wings, but it could be like fictional animals, but dragons are real. I don't know. Creatures of myth, perhaps? Okay, it actually is. Wow. That was... it felt wrong. I selected it, but it felt wrong. I can't believe it was right. It felt like a red herring. Sprite. Starry. Crush. Crush Sprite? Are any of the others sodas? Maybe. I don't know them, though. What sounds like a reasonable soda name? It's definitely not Toad. Like, that, it can't be. There's no way. And it's not Boar. Could it be Lynx? No, I don't think so. Starry? Squirt? There's no way it's fish, right? But Squirt is a really shitty name as well. But it could be a thing. Starry, like, I could reasonably see it. Squirt, I'm not sure. Squirt sounds sus. But it could be. Oh my god, it's real. What the fuck is... I need to look that up. How do I look that up? Fuck. I did not... I didn't Google it yet. I did not Google it yet. Squirt soda. Okay. Okay. It's apparently it's real. It's grapefruit flavored. Jesus Christ. They like it was already bad enough that it was called Squirt, but then on top of that it's grapefruit flavored? Nah. That's fucked up. What is this? Animal homophones. Toad. I get it. It's a toad. Boar? Boar! Boar! Right, boar. Right. Yeah, okay, this one was fucked. This one was completely fucked, dude. Alright, let's do the Genshin duel. Kaya! It wasn't Kaya. Nahida! It wasn't Nahida. Catalyst released before Nahida, but not long before Nahida. Yai? I'm the GOAT. Okay. So cold, let's hide you in a hat. Is that Linny? There's no way, right? Is it Lynette? Who else would hide people in hats? Okay. I mean, that's just cryo. That's not a character. That's literally just cryo. Okay, I guess. Sure. Someone with a coat? Luke has a grandma coat? T. Bachenian has nothing to do with the coat. Ice. Is it Risley? Does Risley have a coat? I guess he does, yeah. Okay. Okay. Bald! It's not bald. One day it's gonna be bald. All these years and Soul Glad's flavor never changes. Ah, the magic of additives. Well, that's probably a character from Penacony. I'm guessing. Probably, perhaps. Oh, it was Gallagher. Is it Soul Glad that he drinks in his, that thing? Is that a bottle of Soul Glad? No? Huh. Is that Natasha? No. Who else has a gun? Boot Hill? It's not Boot Hill either. That kind of looks lightning-ish. But who? I have no clue. I'm gonna guess someone at random. Oh, Oh, I don't know. Well, how am I gonna get this one? Damn, dude. Holy shit. Ben! It's not Ben. Saj. One day. Ellen. It's an attack character. Let's try Nekomata. Easy fucking clap. Easy fucking clap. Made another goofy connections. Business. Alright, let's take a look. Cavalry. Is that supposed to be cavalry or is that intentional? Picnic. I mean, it's fine if you don't want to answer, I guess. Sure. Turbo Official. Frost Gnaw. What? Wait, answer the question, Viknik! Is that a typo or is that intentional? Fantastic Voyage. Raincutter. Isomer 75. Favonius. Elemental. Singto ICD, Super Vape, Barbara Bloom, Pyronado, Alhytham, Eye Patch, Range. Please, I'm not doing this until you answer the question. Is that a typo, yes or no? They answered it was... They said bavardage, that doesn't mean anything! Whatever, man. Alright, they're not answering, so I'm not doing it. Sorry. I got hit by... okay, dude. Okay, never mind then. Is this supposed to say cavalry, or is this intentional? Yes. Okay. Okay, so let's think, right? Fantastic Voyage, I believe that's Bennett's burst's name. I know it's the name of one of Bennett's ability, but I don't know if it's the burst or if it's one of the passives or something. I think it's the burst though. Raincutter, I don't know if that's Singto's burst full name. It might be. Frostgnaw, I think is Kaya's skill's name. Isomer75, I'm guessing is Sucrose's skill's name. Then we have Pyronado. Now, I think we're gonna have ability names, but there's gonna be no Frostgnaw because it kind of looks like we've got balls as a separate thing. Sucrose National Bursts. Okay. 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 Cavalry, Frostgnaw, Eye Patch are probably balls things. But I don't know what the last one would be. It could reasonably be Favonius. Maybe Elemental. Oh well. Turbo Fischl, Singto ICD, and Super Vape are all nerfs. So I guess Barbara Bloom is also going to be a nerf. Okay. Alhytham, Kave. Range, Elemental. Things that are gauge. Huge! Huge! And then this was indeed balls-related things. Oh, my star despawned. I gotta do another one. Silo Village, Gem Mine, that's kind of annoying to get to. It'll have to do. 552. This one is so... Yeah, this was a really good connections. Very good. Look at the trail of people that are doing stars with me right now. Very nice. I don't know why it's making me laugh so much, but it's really funny. It's not stopping. Okay. Alright. It's like it adds to a piece of bread, yeah. Pretty much. Oh. There's 125 people in this star. 144 now. It's still going up. Are you liking Leagues 5 more than 4 so far? Yeah. That's way more than usual. 160'6" now. But yeah, I'm liking Leagues 5 more than 4 so far, mainly because I didn't go for a build that was worthless until Mega Rare and have to fucking grind raids with the dogshit build. Anyways, thank you for this connections. It was pretty good. Cavalry. Alright, let's do a Neuvillette team. But what Neuvillette team should we do? Holy shit, I've never seen 230 people on a star. Yeah, they're still coming in, by the way. Like, it's not over. They're still coming in. Holy fuck. 236 people. That's crazy. Why is that star so popular? I don't know. I guess I haven't played much Auron since he came out in teams like this. It should be a good Auron team, right? No! It despawned! Fuck! Oh no! Oh god! That's actually fucking tragic, man! Oh, that's tragic! And there's like no scouted stars either. What the fuck? Fossil Island Rune Rocks. Like, how am I getting there? There's no fucking way, man. Remington Mine now! That's even worse. What the fuck? I guess I'm going to one that's fucking despawning in 10 minutes then. Wrong one, fuck. Uh, 562. That was actually fucking tragic. I've never experienced such pain before. If my Neuvillette on HP Goblet is it better to use Witsith or Proto Ember? Maybe? We'll talk about weapons later. I'll do a proper weapon calc. Okay. If we're looking at, like, free-to-play Neuvillette teams, what kind of stuff are you looking for? Like, teams with no 5 stars other than him. What kind of stuff are you looking for? A shield? I guess. Like, realistically, it's probably gonna be something like Kachina Sucrose Shangling. But that sounds like a pain in the ass to play, and I don't want to play a level 20 Kachina. Lanyan, good. True! Lanyan would be very good in a team like that. Jesus, he knows me. Jesus, he... You think Moeka V5 is probably her final state? Who knows? What about Lila? Meh. I could use Lila here, I just don't wanna. Hmm. Kirara? About that. About that. What's in this? Yeah, that's not that bad. Whatever. I'll just play Diona. I can't be bothered. No, I can't. I don't know what I should do. Like, the biggest issue is, like, without a second Hydro, getting your Hydro Swirl is kind of cringe. So maybe I just do Mona. It feels wrong, though. Like, it can't be Mona. But maybe it is. Eh, whatever. I'll just do this. I don't give a shit. And then on the other side, I don't know what we're gonna play, but that part's for sure.
Bunny's adventure team, assemble!
Yeah, sure. We can play a team that uses Fav Shangling. What the fuck is going on, man? I don't know what's going on, but stars are kind of getting fucked right now. There's no new stars getting scouted. And the stars keep despawning before they're supposed to. Kind of annoying. That one Ziox tweet about Neuvillette giving his 6-star to Siege win lives rent-free in my head. Yeah. Rare as a Jeff stream. I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Man. Okay, what do we play even? Who's the other character on Banner? It's Zhongli, right? That's kind of ass. I don't want to play Zhongli here. So what do I play then? Can't do this, right? Like, there's no way. Maybe I could play something like this, though. I'm kind of down. Probably shouldn't have Shanling on Fav in this team, though. Oops. Wrong button. Is she on EM Sands, though? She might be. You know. I don't actually know if my Arlecchino's properly built right now. I've had to change a lot of my stuff. Yeah. Okay. Thank God I checked. Thank God I checked, dude. What the fuck? Okay. I've had to change a lot of my stuff around lately. So I was not confident, and I'm glad I was not confident. Because that could have went not great, huh? This is gonna suck, isn't it? Maybe I shouldn't do stars while I'm streaming, and do I should AFK something else, but what the fuck else am I gonna AFK? The star's gone. Do I really have to make it to Fossil Island Rune Rocks? I guess so. Oh, that sucks.
League's task completed.
Oh. Huh. That's funny. Where the fuck are the Rune Rocks? Oh, that's not that bad, actually. Hmm. Is that really the fastest way? That's crazy. That is crazy. I wonder which one it's supposed to be. It's south of the island, right? Fuck. To the camp. Okay. And it's world... Okay, now there's another one. Okay, fuck you, game. Whatever. World 562. Alright. Are there pretty much into this game too? No. No, there are not. Alright. I guess I take the HP. What the fuck is my rotation gonna look like? I guess.
Free. Time to say hello.
Stay clear. Whoa. Snap. Look at you.
Let the mighty be humble.
I think I didn't get my swirl. What was that all about?
Farewell. Go. You're free now.
Bow your head. The tides beckon.
Animal test 63. Chicken hamsters.
Okay, something's clearly wrong. Can I really not get a swirl through Auron? Is he really, like, fucking me over that much?
Animal test 60.
Yeah, this feels like ass.
Stand clear.
Not too far now. Go. You're
So, Auron without Farina doesn't feel like the play. In my opinion, like it's probably gonna be pretty good with Farina, but without Farina, it feels wrong. Something's missing. It ain't it, Chief. Because if you don't have, like, off-field Hydro, Auron's app kind of removes the possibility of getting proper Hydro Swirls. It's kind of like with Fischl. Same reason why Fischl doesn't feel great with Neuvillette if you don't have, Farina. So I guess I'll do a team with Farina then. Yeah, kind of cringe, but whatever. Okay. Who the hell skipped Farina? Probably a bunch of people in chat. Chat, did you skip Farina?
free. Tell me what you see.
Squirrel, Mark 2, animal.
The tides beckon.
Where the fuck? I lost my balls, chat.
Shower me with praise. Time to shine.
Farewell.
Oops.
Go. You're free now.
Absorption test. Animal hypost.
Let the mighty be humble. Bow your head.
Free.
Animal test 63.
But it definitely feels worse with Auron than it does with Fischl. Because if you don't EQ, then that means you have to swap back into him, which is really cringe. But if you do EQ, you spend more time on him than you do on Fischl, which means that you can't get your Hydro Swirl. Yeah, okay, yeah, I see.
Hands where I can see 'em. Eat this.
Wait, I forgot to do this.
Laid bare.
That's not good.
Rest for the wicked.
Midnight.
Oh wait, Oz, what are you doing?
By royal decree. Nice and spicy.
Overruled.
What? I dashed. Fuck you.
Stop right there.
Oh well. Fully M Shineling? She's not supposed to be fully M. But I don't know what's going on. Maybe she is. Not like I double checked the build that much.
Not too far now. Time to say hello.
Stand clear. Absorption.
Settle down. Be sanctified.
Alors de toi, justement, réfléchis. Oh, I hate this. I hate this. Go fuck yourself.
Let my name echo in song.
Free. Go. You're free
What's better for official and an overload team? R5 stringless or R1 harp? I think it's gonna depend on what sort of team. Teams that have pyro auras consistently will likely prefer stringless because you trigger a lot of overload. And teams that have electro auras consistently, your pyro units are the ones triggering overload, so you probably would prefer harp. That is my guess.
Transfix. Justice will prevail.
Eat this! Boba, get them!
Overruled.
You're toast! Touched by royal
Laid bare.
Oblige.
time to shine!
Not too far now. Tell me what you see.
Animal test 63.
The tides beckon. Settle down. Your journey
Let
ends.
the world come alive!
He's free.
Your sacrifice is
You're
ready.
free now.
Stand clear!
Bow your head. Let the mighty be humble. The golden slumber.
Hmm.
On, reveal! You asked for it! Not your... It's the fire! Shadow Ray!
Final warning.
You fucking. Well, no! What? How? 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 How, dude? Okay. Whatever, man. What? Okay. Fucking sure. Like, whatever. Okay, fine. 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 Fine! Whatever. Let's do a fucking Neuvillette weapon calc. Let's get it out of the way. Let me... I probably have one from a while ago. Weapon sheets, Neuvillette. Yes, I do. People have been saying the new 64-hour catalyst is better than Proto Amber. Kinda.
All the endeavors of the people of Fontaine.
So let's take a
I will
look.
continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties. And these are like the main two new things, right? But like the thing is, at R5, this is 88% HP, which is more than 40 more than Amber. So Melusines are beautiful creatures.
let me wait. File, save as Neuvillette.
Befriend them and cause them
Neuvillette. with mew. 88 HP. Battle list. Okay. It's a gacha weapon? It is, yeah. So have fun pulling on the weapon banner for a 4-star instead of a 5-star for some reason. Okay, so. First thing I want to adjust is... Okay, Proto Amber should be, like... Okay. Prototype Amber... somewhere around here. But before I need to do this. Okay. And Proto Amber, where are you? Prototype Amber. I need to add a little bit of damage percent because now we're playing a team with Farina. Alright, back when I did these calcs, that was at the very, very beginning, and like when he got released, and there was no Farina back then. So we need to adjust a lot of that. What team are we going to look at? We're going to look at Neuvillette, Kazuha, Shilonen, Farina. So that means our external buffs are going to be 25% HP. Damage percent is going to be 40 from Kazuha, 40 from Farina, or from Shilonen from the Cinder City set, and an average of 200 stacks, maybe? Maybe 200 is a bit optim... Well... I don't know. No, 200 should be fine. 200 average, and then like 250 with Proto Amber, perhaps? Maybe at 50 more is a... Well... Yeah, sure. Okay. And then... Alright. Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense.
I see the value in my own work, but I also
And then we
see
just
the
need to
value in
add
the endeavors of the people
a
of
little bit
Montana.
of damage percent
Continue to take pride in
on Proto Amber because we get a little bit more Farina stacks. So equal to 25 times 0.25%. Yes, sir. All right. And that makes a lot of sense. Because we're slightly overcapped on crit with Black Jade. Maybe we're 2 overcapped. Maybe 6. Wait, I'm an idiot.
Machines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense.
And no harm.
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Alright, wave whiting. Wave whiting. Shut the fuck up, idiot. Alright, wave riding whirl. R1. 454. HP percent, 44. Damage percent, nothing.
Flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp
No
and
EM.
while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste.
But
In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor.
wait, sorry, I'll be right back.
Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it.
Sorry, my phone started giving me my morning alarm. So without accounting for the ER. It's not that great. So let's look at a weapon where ER is accounted for. Let's look at how I had. I gave 25% HP. Okay. That's reasonable. So it should be, yeah, slightly worse than Proto Amber R5.
Also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine.
About as good as R1 Proto Amber.
Will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
And then if you look at R5, it should be better. Yeah. Now we can also look at this one, which is Ass. Ash Graven Drinking Horn. Why is this a thing? Does anyone know? Any knowers in chat as to why this is a thing?
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water.
Ash Graven Drinking Horn. R5.
In Inazuma,
Shut up!
the water possesses a depth of flavor.
Sorry. I didn't mean to be so angry. Kinda did, actually. I'm lying. Sorry. Not sorry. I don't know what to say, dude. Whatever. Yeah. 0. And then... Well, this is kind of weird, but it's 80% divided by 20. And then physical effective attack is going to become physical effective HP. So instead of 32, we look at 33. Means the pop. Yeah. Alright. So it is worse. Reasonably worse. The pop does actually hit kind of hard, does it not? Like, it's not enough to make it better than Proto Amber, but it does hit kind of hard, does it not? I never realized that. That is a pretty big number. KQM says it's better than Proto Amber? There's no way. There is no way. It's like 8,000 on the average, but it should not be 8,000. KQM Neuvillette. Take a look. A more offensive passive? Really? Like, really? I guess I don't know. Like, I don't like just completely ignoring ER requirements. Because in my experience, I understand why they're getting the. I don't know, man. I guess it depends on the team. Like, if you're consistently doing a proper 24-second 2E rotation with a shielder, and like, I could see this potentially being slightly better. But like, if a single thing goes wrong, Proto Amber would be better. And things tend to go wrong. So but maybe I'm being too pessimistic about it. I don't know. Did you assume it being procced off cooldown? No, I didn't. I think that's kind of unreasonable. Only see, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the event weapon now.
Unlike any other.
Wait, did I not get that weapon, or did I get it? I don't even know. Is that one of the ones I didn't? No, I did get it. Okay, cool. Hmm. Okay. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not just about the number itself. The context behind it matters. And as long as I understand the context and explain it properly, then that's all we really care about. I guess I should talk about Surf's Up. Sure. We can add it to the calcs. Surf's Up R1. 542. 20% HP. And that's it. Nothing else on the passive. And then 88.2 crit damage. Alright. That's alright. Add Seat Lolly's weapon. Nah, I'm good. I'm alright, man. Alright, and then we can also give ourselves a frame of reference for... Wait, what the fuck is this? I just realized something's clearly wrong with this. Why do I not have a crit circlet? Okay. Well, at least that's fixed. Now we have a crit circlet properly. This... This is... Hydro Goblet. And this is HP Goblet. Seems as though there are a few weapons where HP Goblet is better, but obviously not the HP weapons. But in the worst case scenario, which is Wave Riding Whirl, which gives you 88% HP, it's like 3% behind. Which is a bit more than one crit roll. So I think as a general rule, just using your goblet that has the better stats between HP or Hydro is probably the best way to go about it. For now, we'll stick to Hydro Goblet. Right. How does HP Circlet do? Reasonably worse. What do you craft then? Keep that question for the actual Ask Zajef section. Has anyone done calcs on LEC1 in general? I can't fathom how much of an increase it can be. Again. Oh yeah, it's the Shenhe bullshit. I mean, if you're going C1, it's possible / I guess likely that you have R1 as well. Maybe not, I don't know. The thing is, C1 is a lot more impactful if you have R1 than if you don't. Because R1 gives you a lot of EM, and this scales with the amount of EM you have. And you don't want to go, like, sack frag over TTDS. Right? So, I feel like you either stay C0 or 0, or you go C1 R1. Because C1 is not great without R1, and R1 is not great without C1. But, like, for reference, Shenhe's quills are like 80% of her attack, and she gets to like 3k attack with Fav. This is 2.5 times more, but you have, like, the percentage, right? It's 2.5 times more, because it's 200 over, like, instead of 80. But the amount of EM that you'll have is, like, 3 times less. So it should be a little bit less of a damage increase than a quill. But you have more of them, right? You have like 13 up to 16. So all in all, it's like, it's probably pretty alright, but it's nothing too crazy. Is that 13 in total or per character? I don't think it matters because... Well, I guess it does. But it is in total, yeah. There's addiction. Okay. Is there anything else I need to calc for Neuvillette before we get into the Ask Zajef? I don't think so. I think this is all we need. Is triple HP Neuvillette with signature viable or not recommended if I'm using his best team? I mean, it's not ideal compared to running a crit circlet, but it's viable, sure. Like, at the end of the day, going the suboptimal main stats, if it's still a good main stat, like, it's still gonna be fine. And it's even possible that it's better because your substats are that much better. But it's a lot less likely. In any case, I think it's time. So... everyone say hi to YouTube. Yeah, actually, I need to do the community post, you're right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Oopsies. Oopsies. View your channel. Community. Hello, beautiful people. Ask Zajef77 is upon us. Guards! Sorry. Ask Zajef77 is upon us. If you have any questions you need answered, come drop by on Twitch to ask them. Link in the description, as usual. And Discord mods, if you would kindly make a Discord announcement as well. Also, am I the only one who like manually types in URLs sometimes? Like, do you guys do that? Oops, not in description. I'm an idiot. Think in the comments. I still remember back in the old days of doing miniclip.com in computer period. Old. All right. Sorry. Let's do the intro properly. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. Hi. To Ask Zajef77 edition. He's still yapping! Oh my god! Okay, wait, I need to disable my notifications, though. How is he still yapping? Okay. First question I'm answering about Neuvillette. Does he ever shut the fuck... I can't swear at the start of the video. Sorry. First question I'm answering about Neuvillette. Does he ever shut up? No, he doesn't. He just keeps... He keeps yapping. He keeps yapping!
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine.
Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna do this whole thing.
Paimon coming in! Paimon coming in! Is this level okay? Can you hear Paimon?
I'm gonna do the whole thing like this. Okay? we'll see how it goes. We'll see how much of this video I can do before I change my mind. Okay. Anyways, sorry. Like I was saying, ask Zajef. As usual, when there's a character rerun, I ask you guys to send me your questions for the rerun characters. In the Twitch chat on stream, and I go through your questions, answer them. But before we get into your questions, we talk about the general stuff that we kind of need to say about every character, which is how strong they are overall, what their place in the meta is, and if there have been any changes since their last either rerun or their initial run. So, let's get started. How strong is Neuvillette? Yes.
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
He does see the value in his own work, and so do I, honestly. I think you'd have to be blind not to see the value in his work. He certainly does. He do be pretty strong. So, Neuvillette is arguably the best okay. Neuvillette is definitely the best carry in the game if you're looking at C0 5 stars, C6 4 stars. And he's arguably the best unit in the game right now. The main reason why I think that he's definitely, not just arguably, but definitely the best carry in the game is because he has all of these great quality of life features, but
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine. Be sure to befriend them and cause them no harm.
It's loud, man. What was I saying, dude? I got distracted. Right. He has all of these like great quality of life features that well, if you take into account how many of them he has, no other carry has. But then on top of that, he's also up there along with the other great carries in terms of the ceiling for DPS that you can reach at C0, R0, the 5-star stuff. So, we'll talk about a lot of the quality of life features because honestly, I think that's what matters the most. I think that his, like, actual
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Leeuw has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it.
I wish they updated this voice line, like, with every new region. Anyways, what was I saying? Right. I don't think that it matters that much that he's strong. Or rather, the portion of his power that comes from the amount of damage that he does, it's important, but there's not much to say about it. Yes, he does great damage, and that's kind of it. Like, there's not much else to say about that. And so I think that when talking about what makes Neuvillette so good,
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
The way he fulfills his duties, you know? It's not just... It's not just having the power to do things, it's also that he actually fulfills his duties. No, sorry, that was bad. Don't put that in the video. Anyways, oh, you know what I should do? No, actually, never mind. What was I saying? Fuck, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna. This is gonna be impossible, man. Oh god. Right. So if we're gonna like do a like list, if we're gonna make a list of
Melusines are beautiful.
Okay,
creatures.
I'm done. I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. Shut up. Okay, so if we're gonna do a list of things that if we're gonna like give ourselves a list of the like most important quality of life features that Neuvillette provides that a lot of other carries don't. Let's do that. Let's get into that. So, firstly, he doesn't die, right? You can see, and obviously, not every Neuvillette is gonna have as much HP as mine does. I have a build where I'm playing him in double Hydro, so that's Hydro Resonance, which not every Neuvillette team has. And then just build specific, I'm using an HP weapon, whereas it's very possible that the weapon you're using is a subset that's different than HP, right? You could be using crit weapon or something like that. And I'm using an HP Goblet, right? And Hydro Goblet is also fairly strong. We'll talk about all the build stuff later. But even if you're not doing that, even if you're doing a crit weapon and like only 1 HP main stat on the sands, you'll still get over 30k HP. On top of that, every time you start a charge attack, you heal to full HP. And that happens 3 to 4 times per rotation. And that happens even if you get staggered and you lose your charge attack, right? The defensive portion of his kit, the part where he heals up, happens pretty much no matter what. Unless you just stand there and do nothing. And so he heals a lot, and he's really tanky. So that's like the first thing. You won't die. The second thing is his AoE. Whenever there's 2 enemies, Neuvillette is pretty much guaranteed to hit them. Let's open paint. Alright, we gotta... Alright. So you've got your Abyss Chamber, very cool. Alright. Okay, you've got your Abyss Chamber, whatever. You've got 2 enemies. You've got 1 here. You've got 1 here. What does Neuvillette do? Neuvillette stands here and shoots his beam. I guess kind of like this, but then I can't flip, rotate right 70 degrees. There you go. Alright, and bam, crazy, you hit both of them. Oh no! The enemies are ungrouping. The enemy that was standing here decides to do an attack that sends him this way. Oh no! They're not like this. What do? Well, you keep shooting, but you move that way as well, and you start aiming this way. And you keep hitting all of them. As long as there's only 2 enemies, you're pretty much guaranteed to be able to consolidate your AoE against the whole room. When there's 3 enemies, there starts being the possibility of not hitting literally everything, right? If the 3rd enemy is standing all the way over here, you won't be able to hit all of them. But as long as they're not standing that far, if they're standing next to the other one here, or here, if they're standing like this, you'll still be able to hit all of them with your beam like this. On top of that, the width... There's no better word to use. I know it's gonna be... I know there's gonna be some but like, there's no better word to use than width. Alright? On top of that, the width of his beam is actually pretty large. The girth is more worthy. But like, even if the beam is like just barely adjacent, it still hits. Diameter. Diameter is a better word to use, you're right. The diameter of his beam is pretty large. On top of that, and I think this is probably the one that the least amount of people know or realize. The beam kind of hits behind you a bit. Which means the actual range of it, not just the size of the AoE. Oops. Is pretty damn long. The range of the beam is actually bigger than the radius. Not quite the diameter, but it's bigger than the radius of this like circle that you see around like this. That's the second like big point of his quality of life. The third point is his rotations are like really straightforward. While there are buffs he benefits from a lot, he's not the sort of character that is worthless without them. If you don't have that much HP left on an enemy, you don't necessarily have to start a full other rotation launching all of your buffs again. I think the character that represents the other side of that coin the best is probably Gumming. If anyone has ever played Gumming, the drop in damage when your buffs run out is so noticeable. Whereas with Neuvillette, while it is still noticeable, you'll still be able to do some damage without any buffs. The fourth point of his quality of life is his team building. Now, Neuvillette is not a character that has amazing free-to-play teams. However, he has a part of his kit that kind of cheats team building. So what I mean by that is, you compare him to like Arlecchino, for example, right? One of Arlecchino's best teams is Bennett, Chevreuse, Fischl. This is arguably Arlecchino's best overall team. And this is a team that runs 3 4-star characters that aren't reliant on 5-star weapons. That is just a very strong team. And so, Arlecchino's a character where you could say that she has amazing free-to-play teams. When it comes to Neuvillette, there is a relatively sizable difference between his premium teams and his free-to-play teams. However, he's not dependent on any particular unit for those free-to-play teams, right? So again, going back to Arlecchino, while Arlecchino does have great teams that only use 4-star characters, she needs the good 4-star characters, and she needs a bunch of them. Neuvillette, on the other hand, while his 4-star only teams are worse than his teams with Farina, the 4-stars you use with him kind of don't really matter that much. And because of all of the other quality of life features that he has, getting close to your theoretical maximum DPS for a team in practice is much easier on his teams than on other teams, which means that he's arguably the easiest character or the strongest character in random bullshit teams. And the reality is that a lot of people play Genshin by kind of just not putting too much thought into their team building. And that's not an inherently bad thing, right? Obviously, people like me that enjoy the combat system and the way that the way that the combat system is designed are going to spend a lot of time thinking about team building and stuff like that. And that's how I approach the game and enjoy it. But that's not the case for everyone, and some people just don't really care that much. And some people enjoy the combat without caring too much about the way it's designed. And Neuvillette has the ability of making that kind of trivial, right? Not that he doesn't gain anything from being put in good teams, but he can probably still 36-star Abyss almost no matter what. I remember for a while, like a couple months ago, I did a bit of I did some randomizers every day for a little bit, and what I started to notice was randomizers became boring because the second you roll Neuvillette, it's over. It solves one of your sides. You can put Neuvillette with the 3 worst units in the game, and you'll 36-star as long as your other team isn't complete garbage. And I think that's pretty nice, because it also means that it allows you, even if you do understand team building, it allows you to play units that are kind of ass, and that you wouldn't really be able to 36-star otherwise, in your Neuvillette teams, and still get your 36 stars. that being said, it's not like something like that has no downside. Because it's so easy to get the damage, or to get close to theoretical maximum DPS on his teams, and because team building matters so little for him, you kind of just aren't really playing. The biggest reason why I barely play Neuvillette in Abyss unless I'm doing like testing and I just put Neuvillette on the other side just so I can get through my chambers. But like when I do Abyss runs, I barely ever play Neuvillette anymore. And the reason for that is because it kind of feels like an autoplay button. It's the same reason why when I played Star Rail, I didn't use autoplay. It's because it kind of just happens. And I use Neuvillette a decent amount for spending my resin for the same reason, because it's kind of like I'm not doing artifact domains because I want to, you know, get enjoyable fights against the fucking Avatar of Lava. I'm doing artifact domains to spend my resin and get that out of the way. Now, with all of that being said, does that mean that Neuvillette is a character who is necessary for your account to be strong? No, not at all. While he definitely consolidates pretty much all of the quality of life features that a character can have into one character, learning to deal with a character's weaknesses is an enjoyable thing for many people. And there are a decent amount of other characters that have teams that are competitive with Neuvillette's great teams. Neuvillette is not the only character who can beat him, basically. I remember when Molani's release came around, there was the infamous, I don't know if I can find it, the infamous Molani greater than Neuvillette thing. If anyone has a link to that tweet with like the 5 like power creep, like Chiori greater than Zajef, Chiori greater than Albedo, Kinich greater than Alhaitham, like if anyone has a link to that, how did you find it so quick? Anyways, thank you. Yeah, when Milani's release came around, all right, this shit happened, all right, and listen, okay, we're not here to get stun locked, all right. We're not here to give too much thought to this, but the reason why there were actually some people who believed that Molani was better than Neuvillette, and I'm sure there are some people who still do, is because Molani is a character who is great at speedrunning, right? What Molani's greatest advantage is the way that she front loads her damage and her ability to scale with more different stats than Neuvillette does, because you add EM into the list of available stats. Can get her higher ceiling front-loaded damage, which allows her to clear a chamber faster, even if the DPS against a theoretical infinite HP enemy is lower. Now, Molani has a lot of issues with quality of life that Neuvillette does not have. But if everything goes right, her ability to front load her damage means that she can get faster clears than Neuvillette. And that's how some people got to the conclusion that Molani was better than Neuvillette. Now, I think that's a kind of corned conclusion. However, I do understand how they got there. And while I disagree with it, I do think that the situations in which Molani is or can be better than Neuvillette are definitely important to think about when thinking about which character to go for. If you are someone who cares a lot about speedrunning, maybe Molani would be better for your account than Neuvillette, because maybe that's what you need. In any case, I guess the last thing before we get into actual questions, which I realize we've done an intro that is much longer than usual, but I kind of needed to get all of that out of the way. The last thing is what's changed since his last rerun, and honestly, not much. I guess the biggest change since his last rerun, I mean, there is Shilonen, but honestly, I don't think Shilonen's release was that big of a deal for Neuvillette. It was nice, but I don't think it was that big of a deal. I think the biggest difference since his last rerun is just the amount of good carries we have. There's just a few more good carries now. That can be alternatives to him. And maybe more importantly is what's coming next. So as of now, and yeah, as of right now, Mawika is in her 5th version in the beta, as of recording this on the 13th of December. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Mawika leaks, so if you want to avoid leaks, here's your warning. You can use the timestamps to skip over this portion. But yeah, Mawika is strong. In this current beta version, she is very strong. She got a massive nerf from version 3 to version 4, and then pretty much no change from 4 to 5. But even after that nerf, she's still a very strong character. And a very significant portion of her strength is the initial hit of her burst. And just the sheer amount of damage that it does. Which means that Mawika's a character that's going to have similar strengths to Molani. Right? The ability to front load that damage. But with a lot less of the quality of life issues / caveats that Molani has. But with kind of slightly more restricted team building. And then on top of that, assuming everything goes right, her actual output is going to be pretty damn high. And the reason why I think it's important to mention Mawika is because, obviously, Mawika's going to be the next banner. Or maybe I'm not entirely sure she's the first banner in 5.3, but she's either the first or the second. And that means that a lot of people are going to be hesitating between getting Neuvillette now or saving their primos to go for Mawika next patch. To those people that are hesitating, I would say that even with all of Mawika's stuff, all of her strengths, I would still lean towards Neuvillette being a better overall carry. But I'm not entirely sure about that. If you're hesitating between the two, and again, right, this is assuming there are no changes from current beta version, which is very possibly not going to be the case. If you're looking for more information on that, make sure you subscribe. I'll be releasing my Mawika pre-release video once we get into later beta cycles and we get closer to the patch drop. If you're hesitating between the two in Mawika's current state, I'd say that they're close enough in power that going for the one you like the most is very, very reasonable. In any case, that does it for the preamble to the Ask Zajef video. Like I said, a bit longer than usual, but we are now ready to take the questions. So, chat, a reminder, if you have a question for the Ask Zajef, make sure you at me in chat. Make sure you mention me in your message, because otherwise I will assume that you're yapping in chat, not to me. How much of an upgrade will Citlali... Okay, I don't actually want to take questions on Citlali at the start. We'll talk about it at the end. Okay, is Auroron really that much worse than Chilonen? Yes. Yes, he is. Auroron is quite a bit worse than Chilonen. So, the first thing is Auroron's uptime is actually not great in these teams. It's not bad, but if you play it, you will notice that the enemies kind of spend a decent amount of time with no Electro. Because his trigger condition for triggering his A4 damage, or A1 damage, I guess, is dealing Night Soul Line damage with other characters, which doesn't happen, and enemies taking Electro Charge damage, which only happens so long as his burst is going. Which means you only have 9 seconds of uptime on his stuff, and then he just stops doing anything. And he doesn't really have that much damage if that's all he has. And it's not that he's a bad character. Like, he works in the teams, and even once he stops doing his damage, the fact that he has already procced Cinder City and given Neuvillette one more stack of his passive, it doesn't disappear, and Neuvillette's damage won't change, but obviously it's less than the damage you gain from Chilonen. On top of that, something that I noticed a decent amount when I did some testing with Auron earlier is in teams that don't run Farina, Auron feels unplayable. When you look at the non-Farina teams where Neuvillette is your only Hydro unit, you generally really like having an Animo unit to get your swirl, right? And here I'm putting Auron and Fischl here just to compare the two of them. Right? So, when you're using Fischl, you can get your Hydro Swirl very easily. In order to get your Hydro Swirl on Auron, though, we're gonna wait until the aura is gone. Right? If you do the normal stuff, as you can see, we didn't get our swirl. Because in order to get your swirl on Auron, you can't just do skill and burst, because if you do, because skill plus burst animation time is longer than just Oz cast. If you do skill and burst, you'll get 2 Electro Charge procs by the time you swap to Kazuha. And that means rip Bozo. It's Jover. You can still do it in other ways. Like, you still have options, but you have less options, and it just feels like shit. I guess that's not that big of a deal, because you do still have options, but I don't know, man. It's felt a lot worse. Alright. Since Neuvillette uses 3 of the best supports in the game, who would you say is his best partner character on the opposite side of the abyss? That's an interesting question. So, when you're looking at the best Neuvillette teams, you definitely want Farina. He can function without Farina, however, you definitely want Farina. Outside of that, I think there's a decent amount of flexibility. And so, if you're looking at characters on the second side, I don't think characters that rely on Chilonen or Kazuha or Zhongli, I don't think those characters are inherently ruled out. But obviously, a character that isn't relying on any of those is going... You'll be pretty happy with that. As a general rule, I tend to like characters that rely on Bennett on the other side. Or, Dendro teams. Those are like the 2 things I tend to like the most. Bennett teams and Dendro teams. So, the stuff, what I tend to play the most often tends to be Arlecchino. Either in a ChesseBurgers team that has no overlap at all with Neuvillette teams, at least the better Neuvillette teams, or something like this, which has some potential overlap, but I can just do something like this on the other side. You can also do Hyperloom teams, which have no overlap whatsoever. And obviously, you'll have a lot of other options. Any ChesseBurgers team has pretty much no overlap. But when it comes to the question of which is Neuvillette's best partner, it probably is Arlecchino. Now, if you were to ask that question, assuming we're in 5.3, would Mawika take that place? I don't know. I think she kind of could, but Mawika teams without either Citlali or Farina, which means that if you don't get both and Shilonen I don't think matters as much because you can just do this. Like, not having Shilonen available is really not a big deal in my eyes when it comes to Neuvillette teams, as long as you have the other options. Not having Farina available guts you, though. And obviously, like, you'll still be able to clear, but looking at the difference between the Farina teams and the non-Farina teams, Farina is by far Neuvillette's best teammate. Which means for people who who aren't going for both Mawika and Citlali, what Mawika team are they going to do? If they have to keep Farina on the Neuvillette side, I think their options go down and the Mawika teams become much worse. Maybe just like Bennett, Shilonen, Rosario. I don't know. It's possible that it might stay Arlecchino if you don't get Citlali. Anyways, next question. Wait, actually, before I take the question, I gotta go to another star. I've been fucking standing for like 20 minutes. Randor? No. Narda Bank, 593. Oh my god, I actually got logged out. Any cool Neuvillette tech? Cool? I don't know. But there is technically Neuvillette tech. There's the spin bullshit, but they nerfed that, right? Or did they revert the nerf? I don't know. I don't remember. They did, right? Yeah. So there's the fucking spin bullshit where like you can increase your mouse sensitivity and do like this. Fuck yeah. My mouse sensitivity is very, very not high, very low. But yeah, and I don't have a mouse pad, which doesn't help. But anyways, but you can just like move your camera really quickly while shooting, and because of the way that the beam works, you don't actually need to stay in contact the whole time, so you can kind of end up hitting everything around you. However, even if you don't do that, you can kind of hit everything in the room anyways, and it gives me heavy motion sickness, and I hate it. So I don't think it's something that matters too much. The other tech is really minor. It's just... by default, this is the amount of time it takes after you start holding for your charge attack to go off. Oops. But technically, if you release your charge attack button a little bit earlier, you can get it to go off faster. Like this. It's really minor. It doesn't change that much. But it makes things a little bit faster. Which is nice. And it does feel smoother as well, you know. That being said, you gotta be careful, because if you do it too fast, you can just lose your charge attack. Oops. I didn't lose it there. And also, if you only reach 2 of the balls, instead of all 3 that you need for a charge attack, you'll obviously just lose the balls. I guess that reaches... Yeah, like that, right? You just lose the balls and then you're standing there like an idiot. I tend to do it. But yeah. Next question! Okaru Tech. True! Can you go over unconventional or unique Neuvillette teams? So the thing about Neuvillette is there is not a single... I mean, no, there is not a single team in the game for Neuvillette that doesn't function whatsoever. That doesn't exist. Alright? The worst Neuvillette team is probably Neuvillette, Candace, Barbara, Ayato, maybe? Singso? No, Singso's better. Weaving in N1s for Hydro Res Shred is gonna... maybe Hydro MC, yeah. Maybe Hydro MC's worse. No, Hydro MC burst animation is short. It's shorter than Ayato burst animation. And it probably is worth casting when you have... Like, you build 0 ER full damage, and you just cast the burst when it's up. Nilo instead of Barbara Candace? Anyway, you get the point, right? Like, the worst possible Neuvillette team is a team that only has Hydro units, so you can't get any stacks of his passive, and none of the Hydro units do anything for him. That's like the worst possible Neuvillette team. And it's honestly probably still going to clear in time. Maybe not in this Abyss, because obviously we have an enemy with like, what is it, 70% Hydro resistance without any shred. So that's a little rough. But honestly, it might still be doable. I kind of want to try it now. I really do. Oh, I want to try it now. No, we're definitely gonna need that HP card. We're definitely gonna take that. What am I doing? Oh, I guess I procced Witsith. Wait, I'm still on Witsith. Fuck. That's not ideal. It's fine, it's fine. I have Hydro units that can give me... Okay. We're restarting. We're restarting. I need to... I don't think this is happening. I believe. Okay, I'm a true believer. I mean, I could just play him solo, honestly. But this technically gives me Hydro Resonance, so that's good. Yeah, this might be a little too hard. I believe. Ah, fuck. Our res thread is gone. Fuck. I lost my balls. Probably should have given Candace and Ayato favs. Alright. Okay. It doesn't look like it's gonna work out. Fuck. Man. Okay. Okay. It didn't work out. Whatever. The speedrun second half? It's looking like it's gonna be under 7 minutes by the time I get to second half, so I don't think so, no. Anyways, but yeah, so the answer to the question, are there any unconventional Neuvillette teams? I mean, sure. But are there any teams that, like, do anything that's, like, real? That are unconventional Neuvillette teams, or, like, that take advantage of a real, like, interesting interaction or anything like that? I mean, not really. I've already talked in the past about the Neuvillette Hyperbloom team where you run Dea as a way to enable a few forward vapes on the charge attacks. That's probably the closest you'll get to an unconventional Neuvillette team. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Next question! C1 versus Zhongli for a decently assorted account with all supports and maybe main DPS like Navia and Arlecchino. Enjoy having Zhongli. I mean, that's not really Neuvillette related. Like, if what you care about is the performance of your Neuvillette team, C1 is going to do a lot more for you than Zhongli. But should you get C1 or Zhongli? Well, I don't know. It depends on how much you want Zhongli. C1 Zhongli, yeah, no, not that. That's for sure, not that. I saw a question that makes me angry. Petra Farina or Golden Troop Farina for Neuvillette? I hope bad things happen to you, honestly. Yeah. You're a horrible person, and you should feel bad about that question. As a general rule, if you can make Petra work, Petra tends to be better than the alternatives in most teams. Right? When you can do Petra Bennett in like Shilonen, Arlecchino teams, stuff like that. Like, Petra tends to be better. However, Petra's also fake as fuck. Don't do Petra. Petra on Farina's especially is, like, even more fake because... I mean, technically you can do, like, the rotations where you do Farina E, Shilonen EQ, Farina Q, but, like, I hate it, dude. It's so fake. Petra is very, very fake. And it's not enough of an upgrade because TOM is because Golden Troop is so good on Farina. It's not enough of an upgrade, especially considering how unreliable it is, to be worthwhile in my opinion. Which goblet should you craft, HP or damage? It's gonna depend on your team. There are some teams where Hydro Goblet is better. Some teams where HP Goblet is better. That also depends on your weapon as well. As a general rule, if you have an HP weapon, Damage Goblet is almost always going to be better. If you don't have an HP weapon, it is going to depend on the team. Personally, I'd still lean towards Hydro over HP. But the very fact that HP Goblet is very good means that I would probably consider crafting a circlet over crafting a goblet. The fact that HP Goblet is good, and even when it's worse than Hydro Goblet, it's very close, means that it's a lot, on average, it's a lot easier to get a good goblet for Neuvillette than it is for a lot of other characters. Obviously, it's going to depend on what you have available to you, but yeah. You talked briefly about charge attack cancels? Already have. Do the recent reaction buffs impact Neuvillette? Not really. The recent reaction buffs impact pretty much no one. And, like, this is really funny to say, but the unit that's the most impacted by the reaction buffs is probably Xiangling. Xiangling and receiving buffs going hand in hand. It's funny, but the reason for that is because there are not a lot of teams where any of the characters that end up triggering those transformative reactions actually want to build EM. And in my opinion, the most relevant one is Chevreur's Overload teams, where EM Xiangling has become significantly better when you're looking at electro carries in Chevreur's teams, and you're looking at Xiangling for your all-field pyro. EM Xiangling has become much better for that. Other than that, I mean, I guess the electro charge buffs were pretty nice, but not so nice that you really want to build any of your taser characters on full EM other than the Anima ones. EM has become very competitive. It definitely made building your characters in taser much easier, because now EM is a pretty good substat. But, yeah. Okay, interesting question. How skill intensive are Neuvillette vape teams compared to his hyper teams, Farina, Shalon, and Kazuha? Do they offer significantly faster clears, especially with high investment? I'm bored of his usual playstyle and wondering if they're worth trying without being a speedrunner. I'd say that they are significantly harder to play. Vape Neuvillette teams tend to involve a lot more strict rotations, and the return you get for it is pretty low. The return you get for it if you don't have Farina available is high. Like, very high. Because if you don't have Farina available, Neuvillette's teams are decently worse. And Farina pretty much entirely prevents proper Vape Neuvillette teams. Now, the gap between good Farina Neuvillette teams and Vape Neuvillette teams isn't actually that high. Which means that playing those Vape Neuvillette teams versus playing other Neuvillette teams that don't have Farina, like, there is a pretty good return for the amount of effort you're putting in. But that really is only the case if you don't have Farina available to you. Otherwise, it's kind of not really worth it, in my opinion. Alright, next question! Is R5ing Amber worth the billets, or can I get away with just R1? I think it kind of is. R5ing Amber makes things more comfortable. And I guess, let's use this as an opportunity to talk about Neuvillette's ER requirements. So, strictly speaking, Neuvillette, especially when you play him with Farina, doesn't tend to have particularly high ER requirements, if he has ER requirements at all. However, it happens very often that enemies die in the middle of a rotation, and it can happen that you need more ER for any particular reason. The reason why that can happen is because if you get staggered out of a charge attack, you just lose the balls. Haha, done that on reference, real. But like you lost your balls, right? Which means you need to generate more if you want to keep doing damage. Now his burst cooldown, or Neuvillette is not a character where you tend to use his burst off cooldown. You tend to just use the burst when your skill isn't available and you need balls. Which means if everything is going right, you don't often use your burst more often than once every 24 seconds. But as soon as something goes wrong, being able to use it is going to make a pretty big difference. And so, in my experience, running like pretty much no ER Neuvillette outside of Proto Amber, it tends to feel pretty bad. There are a decent amount of situations in a practical Abyss run where you notice the lack of ER. Because of that, I think that Proto Amber refinements are fairly significant for him, and they make him feel noticeably better. Now, is it worth the billets? It depends on how much you value your billets. Do you need them for something else? I don't know. Which is better? HP or Hydro Damage Goblet, and what is a better stat for Neuvillette, crit damage or HP? Okay, so, I mean, we've already talked a little bit about HP versus Hydro Goblet. In the, like, most extreme scenarios, the most extreme difference is going to happen when you have no sources of external damage percent. And in those situations, Hydro Damage is, like, fairly significantly better. But in most of Neuvillette's teams, he does get a decent amount of external damage percent sources. And in most realistic scenarios, the difference between the two of them is, like, at most 2 substats. So an 8-stat Hydro Goblet... Sorry, an 8-stat HP Goblet in situations where Hydro's Goblet is better is going to be about as good as a 6-stat I don't know if I said that right. Anyways. Will Mawika be a reasonable option for vape Neuvillette, and how is it compared to Xiangling and Daya? If what you're asking is, will Mawika enable you to vape with Neuvillette, the answer to that is no. If what you're asking is, can you play Mawika on a Neuvillette team, the answer to that is most definitely yes. Mawika's burst does more damage than most characters' DPR. The initial hit of Mawika's burst does more damage than most characters do in a whole rotation. And so, yeah, you can kind of use her everywhere. Especially if you can vape it. Which you can in Neuvillette teams. Her being used as a Cinder City... I guess you don't really want to use her as a Cinder City unit, though. Because you don't really want to use Mawika if you don't also have another Natlin unit. But you shouldn't expect to get any reasonable amount of vapes on Neuvillette from Mawika's Pyro app. If you're playing it just as Mawika being like an off-field damage dealer. Or like a burst damage dealer. And it'll be good. Does Neuvillette have a passive that needs a specific number of HP? No. He's not like Farina. But even then, even with Farina, it's not like that you need a specific amount of HP. It's just that HP gives you an additional benefit up until you get a certain amount, at which point it stops giving you that additional benefit. You don't need to get it, it's just HP is much better up until 40k HP than it is post 40k HP. Was the correct rotation for Kanich, Imidi, Bennett, Mawika? This is a Neuvillette ask to the Jeff, but the correct rotation is press L and play something else. Does Silali improve his current best teams? Can she replace Kazuha with her for Neuvillette? Okay, so improve his best team? I don't know. I don't think so. But she's definitely going to be a fairly strong option for his teams. I definitely best shielder team, maybe? Probably, yeah. What about Vivi Lanyan? Also, not really like an improvement on his best teams, but it does give him more options. Next question! Is Sijuin an upgrade on Neuvillette? No. Next question! How bad is it if I overcrit by about 10% but get a few good rolls of ER and HP out of it? Well, think of it this way. Any crit rate above 100% is effectively not a stat. So you look at the other stats that you get, and that's what you get. I'm assuming you say this because you have a really good crit rate circlet. But as usual, the answer to that is look at the optimizer. Personally, I'm overcapped by 1.7% on crit rate once my Marie Jose stacked up. And that's kind of the best stuff I have available to me. I have an 8-roller flower. My feather's not like insane, it's 7 rolls. But my alternatives are kind of ass. Like, sure, this gives me a nicer crit ratio, but I lose a lot of HP out of it, so it's not worth it. And so on and so forth. As a new account, Neuvillette Haver, 1-month-old account, what would be the next best future upgrades? Well, realistically, once you have Neuvillette, if you're like a relatively new account that's trying to long-term get to a point where you're strong, what you want is you want Farina for your Neuvillette team, and then the rest of your Neuvillette team doesn't really matter, and then you want a good team for the second side. Now your options for the good team for the second side, there's going to be a lot of them, so you just pick whichever one you want. Next question! In a C1R1 Neuvillette, C1 Farina, C1 Kazuha, C1R1 Shilonen team, if in the future I want to replace Shilonen from the team, what will be the next best alternative? Like if you want to put Shilonen on a different team. If you're planning on going for Citlali would fit really well in that core. Other than that, I mean, Zhongli, Baiju, whatever else. What do you wish to see as a Neuvillette buff in the future? I don't wish to see Neuvillette buffs in the future. Oh well. Next question! I don't think he needs them. Can you showcase a Shilonen, Kazuha, Shangling, Vape rotation? Can't seem to get all Neuvillette stacks. I haven't really played a team like that, so I don't know if it'll be good. If my rotation will be like the best possible. But I can tell you how you get your stacks. Sure. At the very least. I can't be bothered building my characters properly, but you won't be able to burst on Shilonen. Otherwise, you'll lose your Hydora and you'll have to swap back to Neuvillette, which is gonna be cringe. He kind of ran away for a bit, which was cringe. But I got all my stocks and I got all my stuff there. You need to swap fast. I don't know if it's possible at high ping. It probably isn't. But I don't know what the ping, like, limit would be. Oh my god, stop. I don't have enough ER in my Shangling, which is obviously not ideal. We don't, it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Okay. In any case. In that case, with Vape Neuvillette, I'm assuming EM Sense is better than HP. Generally, no, because you don't vape that much of your damage, actually. Is there a good alternative for Shilonen in that vape team? I mean, kind of. It kind of functions differently without Shilonen, though, but... Kachina? No. No, Kachina's actually worse than Child. Yeah, Child giving you the talent level and Hydro Resonance is kind of just better than what Kachina can give you. Especially because it doesn't cringe your rotations
Level
unlike
up
Kachina does.
completed.
Oops. Unlike Kachina does. But like, if I go, and I'll properly give Shangling enough ER this time. Well, I don't know if it's actually going to be enough, but I hope so. Hopefully. What's cringe about Kachina? The same thing that's cringe about Shilonen rotations. It's you need Hydro for your Crystallize and Hydro for your VV, for your Swirl, but you want to swap to your Geo unit before you swap to your Animo unit because VV uptime is shorter. Whereas with this, you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, this fucking bullshit. Yeah, obviously against an enemy that has Hydro resistance like this one, only having one source of shred is going to be significantly worse than having multiple. Yeah, as you can see, even with 270 ER with Fab, it's like not really enough. Which is the biggest issue. I guess I don't have Fab on... I don't have Fab on Kazuha, and I should. Oops. I got staggered out of it. Oh well. How does triple HP compare to HP crit damage in his best team? Assuming the HP circlet has 40 CV, well, how much how much HP and crit value do you have on your crit circlet? Use the optimizer. If you're asking for your specific situation, just use the optimizer, please. Begging. If you're too lazy to use the optimizer, it's also really easy to calculate for a given scenario. You multiply your HP by 1 plus crit rate times crit damage, right? So if your HP is 40k, your crit rate is 85%, and your crit damage is 200%, this times 1 plus this times this, you maximize this number. So if I got 5k more HP, and in exchange for that I lost 40% crit damage, it would be slightly worse. Next question! Oh, we'll do those later, Lud, don't worry. Can Neuvillette apply enough hydro for moew vape? Yeah. I guess. What do you expect Hoyu to do in the future to curb Neuvillette's prevalence in the meta to sell new units? Well, if Mawika's any like indication of what they're planning to do, they're planning on making power creep. But well, we'll have to see. Alright, I think that's gonna be it. Well, we'll take one last question. Last question for the Ask Zajef. Very last one. Do you think Hoyo will make less characters with sweaty playstyle like dash cancels, hard timing, or team setups after Neuvillette's release or upcoming when we could bring to playstyle because their sales was good? I don't think so. Like, I think they'll keep alternating between characters that are very easy to play and characters that have some more skill expression. But will they make the character with skill expression actually give you a meaningful reward for that difficulty? I don't know. I'm not convinced. I'm not confident. Alright. And that's gonna be it. So as usual, thank you for watching. I hope you learned a thing or two. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, YouTube. Alright, it's time to record the voice lines for the outro. Let me split my audio so that I can like yap over the voice lines and it won't go to the VOD. Should be in this, right? Yeah. Do I need to make... Yeah. I need to make some sound from my Chrome so that it starts picking it up. Alright. I want the output to go... This one, I think? And now... Yeah, okay, it's going to the right track. Okay! And I'm definitely gonna have to turn it down as well, because they're so fucking loud on the wiki. Alright. Alright. That's like 20% volume, by the way. Silence! 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 Bow your head. Wait, why did it break? Whatever. Settle down. Settle down. Settle down. Settle down. I feel like I'm not doing it well. I don't know, man. The tides beckon. 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 Be sanctified. Be sanctified. Be sanctified. Alright. Let the mighty be humbled. Let the mighty be humbled. Let the mighty be humbled. Okay. I feel like that one was better. Wait, he says tuh. 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 Huh. Huh. Tuh. Huh. Huh. Tuh. Tuh. Huh. 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 Okay. See the value in my own. I see the value in my own work, but I also dude, they're so long, man. I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all of the endeavors. Fuck! I see the value in my own work. I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. Yep. Fuck! I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to... I believe I will continue to take... I see the value in my own work. I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties. Dude, it's so hard. Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it. Melusines. Melusines are beautiful creatures. Melusines are beautiful creatures. Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine. Be sure to befriend them and cause them no harm. I can't do this, man. It's so hard. It's so hard, man. It really is. Let's go back to the best one real quick. Shaw! 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 Oh yeah, should I do a French voice line? That's what I should do. That's what we need. Une réplique. Oui, oui. Bah wait! No way! I can't. Okay. Alright. Les Mélusines sont de belles créatures, et elles font la fierté de Fontaine. Assurez-vous bien de vous lier d'amitié avec elles, et de ne leur causer aucun mal. Oh. That's curious, actually. Why is my hydro so... Okay, I'll try to make it more French. Les Mélusines sont de belles créatures, et elles font la fierté de Fontaine. Assurez-vous bien de vous lier d'amitié avec elles, et de ne leur causer aucun mal. That's curious. This is saying... I guess I'm just not a lore knower. But... Oh well. Please do it. Do a version that's very heavy on Québécois. Alright, I got you. Les Mélusines sont des belles créatures. Et elles font la fierté de Fontaine. Assurez-vous bien de vous lier d'amitié avec elles et de ne leur causer aucun mal. L'eau se décline en plusieurs saveurs pour les palais exigeants. L'eau de Mondstadt est nette et pure. Tandis que l'eau de Liyue... How do I say Léa with a fucking Québécois accent, dude? Tandis que l'eau de Liyue a un arrière-goût persistant. À Inazuma, l'eau possède une saveur d'une profondeur incomparable. L'eau de Sumeru, quant à elle, possède un profil aromatique riche et complexe. Mais il faut la savourer patiemment pour l'apprécier pleinement. Leeway. Leeway is a good way. Yeah, that's good. Je vois la valeur de mon propre travail, mais je vois aussi le sens de tous les efforts des gens de Fontaine. Je crois que je continuerai d'être fier de remplir mes fonctions. Okay, business. Oh no, 7 TV's broken. Oh well, for Bozo. Minus 15k. Yeah, like, the biggest thing is, like, the vocabulary is not Québécois at all, right? Like, if I really want to make it Québécois, I gotta change the words as well. Je vois la valeur de ma job. Mais je vois aussi celle de toutes les autres. Is it, would it be à Fontaine or en Fontaine? I don't know. Oh well. Je pense que je vais continuer à être fier de faire ma job. I'd say à Fontaine since it's a place. You wouldn't say en Québec. I mean, sure, but you would say en Algérie. There is like no consistency whatsoever in the oh, what's the word for that again? In the préposition. No, is it a conjonction? Wait. No, it's a préposition. In the préposition you use. Like the one you use for Canada is à le. Like it's o, right? Which is a shortened version of à le. And then for Algérie it's en. And then for I know there's some a that don't have the le. À Montréal. True. Are there any other prépositions? But yeah, for the non-French speakers here, it's basically like the word you use to introduce a place when you're saying that like you're in that place in French is like incredibly inconsistent. Like in English, you'd say I'm in Canada, I'm in America, in England, and it's always in. But in French, there's some places you can't say in, you have to say at. And I don't know why. I'm at the store. But that's different, because you can also say I'm in the store. But like I'm saying, like, in French, you can't say I'm in Canada. You have to say I'm at the Canada. But if the place you're in is Algeria, you can't say I'm at the Algeria. You have to say I'm in Algeria. And I don't know why. I don't know what the consistency is whatsoever. What? I don't know. Like I don't know the rule. I just know that it's like it's wrong to say like the word for in, like when you're saying like I'm in Canada in French. Some rules in French are cringe. French has rules, true. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for the day. So I hope you all enjoyed your stay. I hope you had a great time. As usual, I think we're gonna raid someone today. Probably. Tomorrow, maybe we do Zajef only. We'll have to see. Perhaps. Perhaps. I don't know.